Hey YouTube, Cue Ball here at Road Racer's garage. He's been kind enough to let me use his garage. The old rat here, look. I'm doing oil change today, oil filter and the oil. So this will be the introduction. So let's get cracking. Catch you in a minute. Right then YouTube, Cue Ball back here. Got the spanner here, 13mm. You're probably wondering why it's a 22mm on a normal sump nut. Well, on my last oil change, I managed to round the nut off. Luckily at my work, we've got an oversized nut, and I've re-threaded it. So it's a 13mm on this one, and this is a 13mm spanner. And because it's upside down, just remember it's the opposite. It's not clockwise, anti-clockwise. It'll be clockwise to take it out because it's upside down. I already loosened it earlier, so here we go. Nice and steady. Don't forget it's an oversized nut, so it's going to be quite tight in there. Getting it out. It's coming out. Steady. That bottle in. That is tight. It's coming out. That's nearly there now. Plastic in spanner. This will just drop out in a minute, so prepare yourself. Now we get, this ain't a normal sump nut. Saves you buying a new oil sump, put that way. Right, here we go. You can see the oil coming. Don't put your hand in there, whatever you do. Just let the nut jump in and grab it after when the oil's cooled down. I've just had the bike running, so best time to have it's when it's red hot. There you go, let it drop. Right, leave that running for about 10 minutes, make sure all the stuff come out, and then we'll do the oil sump after. See you in a minute. Hey YouTube, Cue Ball back. I'm going to do the oil sump now, hopefully you can see that. 18mm socket. I've bought an oil filter, well my old oil filter nut was a K&N with a nut on the end, easy to get out. So just get your socket and 18mm if you done the same trick as me. Anti-clockwise. There you go, loosen it up. Nice and easy. Obviously if you haven't bought the one with the nut on, try and get your hand in there, get it out. If not, get a bit of masking tape, wrap it around the filter, and then as you can see there's oil coming out the filter, and put some the opposite way so the sticky's on the outside of the filter to give you a good grip to get the filter out. As you can see the oil's going all over the exhaust. It's going to smoke when you start it up. I think I've got heat rack so it shouldn't affect it too much. Should be able to get that out with your hand now. See, look, got a nut on the end of that. Just drop that in the oil. Always wear gloves, very messy job. Right, I'm going to let that drain now. What I'll do next I'll put the nut back in and then the new oil filter. So catch you in a minute. Hey YouTube, Cubeball back again. This is the new filter. It's a Champion one. It's universal for most motorcycles. As you can see, there's no nut on the filter, so I've got to put this in by hand. And a little trick for you: get some of the old oil, tip of your finger, just put it round the rim. Some inside as well in the thread. Now I have been told to before put some oil in the filter and put it inside so it fills it up, but I find that's really messy. I'm not going to do that. In the past I've just put it in and filled the oil up. It's been fine. So time to put the new filter in. Get a feel for it. A bit awkward. When you put it in, just remember, clockwise. Just get your hand in there. There you go. A feel for it. Easy as you like. As you can see, Road Race is having a cup of tea while I'm doing all the work.
Roll it.
Again, I've got oil on these gloves, so you need to get grip on the filter. Take my glove off. These pipes ain't too hot. Yeah, like I said, clockwise, get it in with your hand. It's only going to be hand tight. To be honest, I think that's tight enough. I can't tighten it up any more with my hand. So that's in. Next job is put the new nut in. I'll be back with you in a minute. Hey YouTube, Cubeball back. Oil filter taken out and oil filter put back in. So here's a new nut. Obviously not your normal nut. It's for a Ford sump nut, but because I've rounded my last one off, I've got to put this back in. This is a new one. And a little trick for you, I learnt off another guy. Put a bit of grease on. This is 8 proof. This is 8 proof grease, so it won't hurt it. Put it round the thread. As I learnt off that person, I won't mention who it is. That's Ali casting, and that's solid steel if I remember right. So if you put that in too fast or too tight, it's so easy to round that off, and then you've got to buy a new oil sump and you're in a world of hurt. You don't want that to happen. I was lucky in my case. Right, put the grease on it. Said before, it's usually a 22 on a normal slump nut. This is not the normal one, it's a 13 on this. And when you're putting it back in, it's towards the back wheel because it's upside down, it's the opposite, so it'll be anti-clockwise to put it in. Put it in by hand first. Just give me a hand a wipe. All grease all over it. That should just go back in nicely. Right. Should just feel it. Oh, that should be in now. Just use a spanner. Nice and gentle. There's no rush. Trying to get a feel for the thread. Hopefully. Not panic stations yet. When I've rounded it off before, it went in and then it was just still going round. Hopefully I ain't done that again. I've done it all correctly this time. From personal experience, it's not a nice feeling. It's so easy to round one off. Right, just tighten it up nice. You don't want to over tighten these. Right, that's in now. I'm going to move this oil out of the way. You can see everything. Right, just get the spanner. Get your weak hand. And just tighten it up gently. You don't use strong in case you do round it off. I learnt this off another guy. He knows who he is. I'm not going to take the credit for it. He'll only fucking probably leave me a nasty comment. Right, that's tight as I'm going to do it. That's more than tight enough. Now, when you put the oil in, if there is some oil dripping, all you got to do, just tighten it up. You don't want to over tighten these. Like I said before, that's an alley casting. That's steel. You round that off. If you're lucky enough, you might get away with it in my case. If not, it means you've got to drop all the oil, take the oil filter off, depending what bike you've got, and then you've got to find a new one. And in this case, Suzuki Bandit oil filter, they're not easy to come by. So, that's done. Now to put the fresh oil in. So I'll leave it there, and I'll catch you in a moment. Hey YouTube, Cue Ball here. Right, I've changed the oil filter, nut's been took out, oil's drained, put the nut back in. Next job is take the cap off the engine. It should be anti-clockwise. And if you're not too sure which oil to put in, on the Suzuki Bandit it tells you 10W40. On my last couple of videos a couple of weeks ago I did show you how to top your oil up, so I'm just showing you again. Also on the side of the engine it tells you the amount of oil, 3,300 millilitres, which is basically 3 litres and 300 millilitres. I've got some Motor oil, make sure it's 4-stroke, 10W40, buy whatever brand you want. I prefer this stuff, never had a problem with it. 4 litres for 24 quid with a oil filter, bargain. Also need a funnel in place, can be a bit awkward, and fill her up. Can be a bit awkward on your own. If you've got somebody with you, you can ask him to hold the funnel. Bottle gets a bit heavy after a bit. See that. That's a better way of doing it. You can tape the funnel to the engine if you want it. There are different ways. Cable tie. Keep checking the amount that you've put in. It's nearly 2 litres then. The beauty of the Suzuki Bandit is you've got the glass eye on the side. There are other machines with the same idea. The ones without, well, just have to go by what you can see in the bottle. 2.5. Nothing on the glass yet. Don't forget the oil filter's got to fill up as well. But if you wish, when you put the oil filter in, you can fill the oil filter up and put it in. Me personally, I think that can be a messy job. Personal preference. Right, I think that's getting close. To be honest, that glass eye is saying that's full. Bang on full, that is. According to this, that should be the right amount. Yep. Is it the full amount? Get your cap, put it back in clockwise. Don't overdo it. And tight, finger tight, whatever. Done. Run the bike a couple of minutes. Run it for about, I don't know, 2-3 minutes maybe, 60 seconds, whatever. That should be long enough, can they? Run if you want to. Right, also while you're here, if you can see, if you can quite see there, you've got an oil light here. When you first turn your bike on, it'll come on red. If there is any problems with oil, when you switch it on, it will stay on. Obviously that's gone off, so that's telling you there's no problems with your oil. That's a wrap. That's how you do oil and oil filter change. And while we're here, thank you to Road Racer for letting us use his garage.
My pleasure.
Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Ride safe.